This story happened sometime around the late 80s, early 90s. A woman rented this room. She was distraught over a breakup and barricaded herself in here. Police were called, their standoff happened. Before the police could come in here and help her out, she killed herself. She shot herself in the head. Since then, this room is considered the most haunted room in the hotel. It is not a friendly ghost. People who rent this room out, they say they feel weird premonitions, they get weird dreams, they have a generally queasy feeling. People who stay in room 200 or 241 next door on either side claim that they hear scratching, they hear odd disturbances in the room. We have reports of when people do rent this room out during high volume season, they'll come down in the middle of the night demanding you must get into the room. I hear weird things, this room is making me uncomfortable.
You know, from the standpoint of what might happen with background, so if they were in the visible part of the spectrum, right, then depending on what the contrast was with the background, you'd be able to see them. As you know, if you're staring into very bright light, it's very hard to discern anything because you're capturing too many photons from the light. And so it could be, in fact, that just the contrast is not sufficient enough to quote, see them. And so you might need some other kind of sense to actually pick up whether they're there or not. You would expect that with so many people claiming to see something of this nature, that maybe there is in fact something to it, right? But again, it's a question of being able to quantify or test the hypothesis, which is, you know, if somebody sees them, can you really get a good movie of them or a good picture of them, or is there a way to measure confidently, so every time it happens the same way? I don't think those kind of good scientific tests have actually been done. So what I see on television for ghost hunters seems more of a spectacular nature rather than a scientific nature.
I can say within my lifetime, I've seen two legitimate, well, in my mind legitimate anyway, apparitions that definitely looked like a person, and I think it was a ghost. I don't know about, I haven't seen it here, but having seen it, I'm open to the belief that some people may, for one reason or another, can pick up on residual psychic energy, or maybe it's just a ghost. It could very well be a ghost. I haven't seen it, so I can't dismiss it, but enough people seem to have seen it that they can't all be wrong, can they?
I definitely believe that people are scared of ghosts, but I blame Hollywood for that, to be honest with you. Hollywood likes to focus on the negative, and they try to scare off people when it comes to ghosts. My goal is to inform people that that is a rare case. I would personally say that most ghosts are just friendly and they just are trying to get your attention, and sometimes to get your attention, they do things that would be scary to some people.
Well, there are a lot of people who believe one way or the other in ghosts or supernatural occurrences. People can draw their own conclusions, really, but as a hotel, as a business practice, we know enough people do feel this way that we just can't be renting out a room that people are going to leave halfway through. So that's just why this room, particularly 242, is it's arguably off limits.
I've had a couple of experiences myself on this building. One of them was on Halloween night. I was standing out here doing my tour, and I was actually right in front of the door, and I felt a presence behind me, so I kind of moved off to the side. And I was doing my speech and doing my tour, and all of a sudden, I stopped, and I looked towards the door. All the guests on my tour gave me this weird look, but what I had heard was the door open, and I thought for sure someone was coming out that door. When I looked, nobody was there at all.
So if ghosts are what some people might call latent energy after somebody passes, and for whatever reason, that energy has stayed someplace because of the event, or they themselves wanted it to be there so they can watch over family members or favorite pets or whatever. It would be interesting and fun, and from a standpoint of yet another new scientific kind of events or sort of thought processes, it could be very interesting.
My favorite part is the fact that people come to me with their personal experience. They love to tell me their ghost stories, so I get to be a part of their life and I get to hear their experiences.
It seems that many people haven't been using a good scientific method to sort of investigate this phenomenon. So the questions of touchy-feely things, it's like in an accident, you have 50 people watching an accident, and you'll get 50 different accident reports. And so if somebody says that, I kind of feel something, or, maybe I saw something, it's really hard to make that a credible witness of some kind of an event. It's something that has really caught people's imagination, and then it's a question of, how far does that imagination take someone?